I'm sure you've heard it more than once: you should not argue with a woman. Unfortunately, this simple advice often goes unheeded. One possible reason for this is that, although you may have heard the advice, many men still don't understand the reason why. So, prepare yourself to strengthen your masculine frame. I am about to tell you why. 7 reasons why you should not argue with a woman. The key word in this scenario is you. I'm not saying that women should never argue. I'm also not saying that someone else shouldn't argue with a woman. However, what I am saying is that you, as a man, should not argue with a woman. Here are the reasons. 1. Don't argue with a woman because she's not listening. Women don't care about your point of view, their point of view is all that matters. While you puff out your chest and revel in the feeling of superior logic, you are doing little more than wasting precious resources. You are expending energy that could be put to better use toward your purpose and your goals. In addition to that, you've exposed a lack of control and confidence. Understand this: she is hearing your voice, but she is not listening to what is being said. More often than not, she is listening to respond rather than listening to understand. Going forward with this knowledge, as a man, you should change your part in this dynamic. Instead of trying desperately to find the right words to say, it is often best to simply stop speaking when your words begin to fall on deaf ears. If not, you are putting yourself in a losing position. You are becoming more and more like that which you are fighting against. You are failing to hold your masculine frame. 2. Don't argue with a woman because she's always right. No matter how right you are, or what facts you have on your side, a woman will never agree with you if she's on the opposite side of the debate. That is, of course, unless you are a man in a position of authority that she respects, such as a pastor or other cult-like leader. And even then, it can be hit or miss. Most women have an innate need to be right. Be advised, this need is powerful. On many occasions, a woman will opt to lose a war in order to win a battle. Men don't think like that. At least, they aren't supposed to. 3. Don't argue with a woman because she's better at the manipulative psychology. Once you begin to feel like you are getting the upper hand in an argument, pay attention to what happens next. When she realizes that the scales are tipping in your favor in a debate, a woman will use the power of reverse psychology or blame shifting. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology is a manipulation technique that involves getting people to do something by prompting them to do the opposite. Women use it in various ways, such as forbidding you to do what she really wants you to do, or questioning your ability to do it, or even encouraging you to do the opposite. Blame shifting. Women are experts at blame shifting. Using this form of manipulation, a woman twists reality in such a manner that you end up being the one to blame, even if you were not at fault. In reality, it may indeed be your fault for allowing her to lead you, instead of the other way around. If you are not careful, you will find yourself being pulled into an ocean of emotions. Once this occurs, the waves will toss you to and fro. Your masculine frame is your ship. Maintain it, and stay out of the emotional waters. 4. Don't argue with a woman because she wants to win every time. It's not about who's right or wrong. Often, a woman's primary aim in an argument is to prove that she is your equal. Oddly enough, in a woman's mind, this is often accomplished by showing superiority. What you are witnessing, in that moment, is a mutated masculine trait. It is a need to win and at any cost regardless of the end result. You, as a man, must be aware of what you are dealing with. You must understand and respect the energy that is attempting to mix with your own. Recognize your power over it, but do not underestimate it. Your true power comes from rejecting this energy, and maintaining your masculine frame. Even when the topic of the debate is clean-cut and the answer should seem obvious, many women will hold on to their positions with a death grip. Even in extreme cases like obese women believing that they deserve the same outcomes as a woman who takes care of herself physically. 5. Don't argue with a woman because she can shout louder than you can. During an argument, a woman can scream out at the top of her lungs, and press you until you accept that she is right. And, while this is happening, perceptions are against you. You see, a simple search of the internet will reveal something that all men need to understand. A woman yelling at a man has been normalized as acceptable while the opposite is simply not true. When a woman yells at a man, it is assumed that she has good reason to do so. When a man yells at a woman, it is assumed that there is no case in which it is acceptable. An obvious double standard, but a mere fact of life. Life is full of double standards, so you might as well wrap your mind around it. 6. Don't argue with a woman because she will not change. No matter what transpires during the argument, a woman will never change her values. It doesn't matter how much of an impact appears to have been made. She will not change as a result of a heated discussion with you. It may seem that way, for a while, but you can rest assured that it's temporary. Human beings, in general, have a tendency to resist changes to what they believe and accept. It's a universal trait among the sexes. However, the degree to which one resists can be tied to their understanding, and embrace, of logic. By and large, women have a much more difficult time with that. Men, on the other hand, are built to operate in this space. Unfortunately, this is why it can be so frustrating when you argue with a woman. If you think about it, that makes it illogical to do so. Think about that, and maintain your masculine frame. 7. You are responsible for maintaining your masculine frame. This is the last, and most consequential, reason for not arguing with a woman, and allowing yourself to get into an emotional space. A man must accept the ultimate responsibility for himself and his actions. Men do not cast blame and point fingers as a means of absolving themselves of that responsibility. Men hold themselves accountable. Boys do not. You, and only you, are responsible for maintaining your masculine frame. You most certainly can't do that, and argue with a woman, at the same time. Part of your masculine frame is assertiveness. An argument allows for the opportunity to attempt to assert yourself in a negative way. Be sure you understand the difference and resist the temptation to argue with a woman. If you haven't already, subscribe for more insights into many of the truths, nonsense, and lies that today's man is faced with. Help us spread the word by sharing. And, be sure to share your comments and input in the comment area provided. Health, wealth, manhood, and women. Let's help each other maintain the masculine frame.